a abrupt emergency. We are wrestling.
Been a fan of AEW since day one.
Did you ever think that we'd be, talking about a topic like this?
We are Wrestling Extras!
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, the best one, Donnie here, going solo for this extra today. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, the best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications, because of course you already know the grind is real. And before we get into some of these extras for today, just want to give you guys heads up that I will be live on the We Are Wrestling channel 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight for Friday Night SmackDown Draft Night 1. And I'm also going to be probably doing a watch along as well on Monday as well for part 2 of the draft. So definitely stay tuned for that. But if you want to come say what's up to me, talk some wrestling, and watch SmackDown with me, I will be live tonight on the We Are Wrestling channel. But with that being said, let's get into some of the wrestling news. And the first thing, obviously, this past Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, we saw the debut of Roderick Strong. And now he is a part of AEW, and a lot of people were shocked by this, debut in AEW, because last we heard of Roderick Strong, he was in NXT. He was very frustrated with creative because they didn't really have anything for him, and he did, ask for his release, ended up not getting it, and his contract status and everything going on with him has been very under the radar, because after, he expressed his frustrations with WWE, they ended up just not using him, and I'm very surprised that they never posted anything about his contract being expired or him being released. So a lot of people in the IWC were very surprised by seeing Roderick Strong show up on a random episode of Dynamite. I was even shocked, which usually I do reactions for big things like that, and my reaction wouldn't have been genuine because I watched AEW after I saw the news on Twitter, watching the video, because I've always been a big fan of Roderick Strong, so I ended up spoiling it for myself, unfortunately, so my reaction wouldn't have been genuine. And you guys already know, if you're a loyal We Are Wrestling Maniac, I want to give you guys genuine, real reactions. And Roderick Strong coming to AEW, I think that this is a solid signing. The only thing that concerns me about this signing is AEW already has a stacked roster, and there's just so many guys that are getting signed, and there's so many guys under contract with AEW, and even Ring of Honor, that aren't even being utilized or used. And this is always something that is being discussed when a new professional wrestler is joining All Elite Wrestling. There's always, those questions. Why are you going to sign Roderick Strong when you have Miro on, the sideline for the past year? There's a lot of concerns, there, and a lot of AEW talent. There's some that are back there that are actually not happy because they're not being used properly. They're not getting enough TV time. And this is a real factor, which is why I think AEW is, bringing another 2-hour show. Unfortunately, they decided Saturdays, which I don't know why the fuck they would do that. But I think that's why they ended up, announcing AEW Collision, so that they can have 2 hours of Dynamite, 1 hour of Rampage on Fridays, and 2 hours on Saturdays. And probably AEW Dark on Tuesdays, because Elevation is no more, according to the reports, which I think is a good move for AEW, because you might as well record Ring of Honor episodes before Dynamite. So I think that's a pretty good move on their half. But the only thing that excites, the only way I feel like I would be excited for Roderick Strong being in AEW is if somehow, some way, we can get all 4 members of Undisputed Era, which I don't see this happening because at one point, AEW had Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, but unfortunately, due to all the injuries that were happening with the three guys, they never really got to do anything with them. And then Bobby Fish expressed frustrations, ended up leaving AEW, going to Impact Wrestling, and becoming very irrelevant without his former Undisputed Era guys. So this is something that I could see AEW doing, is having Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole eventually compete in the Trios division. But then that just leaves questions with Adam Cole, because a lot of us want Adam Cole to be a world champion. We want him to be in main event matches with guys like CM Punk, guys like Bryan Danielson, guys like MJF, CM Punk, Kenny Omega. And that's the only thing I don't really like about this move, because I feel like Roderick Strong is a fantastic wrestler in that ring. He knows what he's doing. But I feel like creatively, AEW is not going to really do much with him except put on these, 5-star matches with people on random episodes of Dynamite, and they're not going to be able to really utilize him and take him to the next level. But then again, at the same time, what the hell is WWE doing with him? Stupid fucking diamond mine crap. So, honestly, I think that this is a solid move for AEW. I think Roderick Strong, he's a veteran in the business. He's already got relationships with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. So maybe we could have a feud with Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. They go way back, all the way to Ring of Honor before they were a part of, Undisputed Era. Maybe you could have Roderick Strong and Adam Cole have a feud. But I just hope that they could just find the balance with the roster, because there's so much talented pro wrestlers in AEW and Ring of Honor that just aren't being used right. And that's like what I want in AEW. I want these talent to be used properly. And I just, think that Roderick Strong, I feel like he's going to be, booked pretty strong for a few months. And then he's going to be wrestling on Dark. He's probably going to be, going over to Ring of Honor doing stuff, because they're not going to have anything for him in AEW. Here's a perfect example. AEW, they signed this young guy, Action Andrade, and he pulled a upset on Chris Jericho himself, signed with AEW, and what has he done since a couple weeks of AEW television with Jericho? Nothing. And that is what concerns me here with Roderick Strong, because I feel like in a little while, after this momentum slows down, they're not going to have anything for him, and he's just going to be in the same situation that he was in WWE. I liked how they kept it under the radar. I just wish that maybe they waited until Double or Nothing. I feel like they did this on a random episode of Dynamite when they should have done it on Double or Nothing. I think that would have been the perfect place to have Roderick Strong debut. But yeah, Roderick Strong is all elite. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about AEW bringing in Roderick Strong. I like the move personally. I'm just concerned what they're going to do with him long term. So, the last thing that we're going to be talking about on this extra, there are reports that AEW could potentially be doing a brand split. So, in case you guys don't know, AEW has announced that there will be a new show coming to AEW on Saturday nights called Collision. It will be a 2-hour show, and Dynamite will still be on Wednesdays, Rampage will still be on Fridays, and regular Dark will be on Tuesdays. But now Dark Elevation will be no more. So, with that being said, the very first show of Collision will be airing on TNT starting June 17th, 2023. And according to these reports, the plans are that CM Punk will be making his return at the very first episode of Collision, since it will be taking place in Chicago, Illinois. And the plan here is to separate CM Punk and the Elite from each other. So, with that being said, according to, Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, he reported that some of the top stars in the promotion will be either on Dynamite or Collision. And he believes that CM Punk and FTR will be primarily used on Collision and the Elite will stay on Dynamite. So, with that being said, there's a lot of questions in the air right now about what is AEW going to do. Because if you're going to have CM Punk on Saturdays and you're going to have the Elite on Wednesdays, does that mean we're going to be getting a brand split? There's a lot of questions there. And currently right now, WWE is rebuilding their brand split the very first time in Triple H's creative where, half the roster will be going to Raw, the other half will be going to SmackDown. Similar to what they were doing in the Ruthless Aggression era and even during the PG era as well. But the last couple years, they kind of neglected the whole draft thing. But now WWE is going back to the brand split. And my opinion, I don't see AEW doing a full I don't see AEW doing a full draft. I don't see them splitting the entire roster up, in half. I think that they're going to be, keeping CM Punk on Collision so that there isn't any issues like what happened at the All Out Media Scrum with the Elite. And I think that they're going to keep the Elite on Wednesdays so that CM Punk and the Elite, they can avoid each other and there won't be any issues there. And they can all just work together to make AEW great. And I hope that someday CM Punk and the Elite, they can sit down, they can figure out these issues. I think that there's a lot of money that can be made from this. But it looks like the Elite doesn't want to, talk to CM Punk. I know CM Punk right now is trying to make amends with everybody. He recently was at Raw and, talked to Triple H, squashed his beef with The Miz. And we did a whole thing on that, which will be coming out tomorrow on the We Are Wrestling podcast. Myself, Danny, and Ben, we covered the entire CM Punk situation. Definitely something you're not going to want to miss. And definitely some things that we really dive deep into with the whole CM Punk thing. So, my opinion, I think that realistically what's going to happen, they're just going to keep CM Punk and the Elite away from each other, which is probably what's best for business. Because I feel like the Elite, they're not over the situation, and CM Punk is, but he was told by executives, according to different reports, that he cannot contact the Elite at all. And I just think that, having a guy like CM Punk, who's already an established star, having him, be the face of Collision, I think is a solid move for AEW because they want to build this show as good as Dynamite. And personally, I wish that they would have Collision on fucking Thursdays and just have Ring of Honor on Saturdays. I wish that Collision could be on Thursdays live. I think that's a perfect time spot for it. And it just sucks that it's on Saturdays. I know for a fact that I'm not going to be watching Collision live every Saturday. It's not going to happen. Probably on Sundays when I'm relaxing, I will watch Collision. Because I already have to work outside of YouTube Monday through Friday, and the last thing I want to do on a Saturday night is sit here and watch a wrestling show. When I already gotta watch Monday Night Raw, I gotta watch Dynamite on Wednesdays, and I gotta watch Friday Night SmackDown. And if Collision was on Thursdays, I'd make the time and watch it live on Thursdays. But I just think Saturdays is just not a really good spot for a 2-hour television show. And in one of our extras a while ago, Danny said it best. Especially in the summertime, like, you go to the beach with your friends and you tell them, oh, I gotta get home, I gotta watch Collision, I can't miss it. That's like the problem why I can't get behind Collision on Saturdays. But having CM Punk on the show regularly, I think will bring ratings in. There will be people that want to watch it. Probably they would rather watch CM Punk and FTR more than the Elite. I think that on Collision, we're going to be getting more storytelling, more pro wrestling, And I think on Dynamite, we're going to be just getting more, dream matches. We're going to be getting more high spots in the ring. And I could just see, both shows being structured very different. And I think that this is something that's going to be interesting to watch. And I'm very curious to see if AEW does do a brand split, because there is a possibility that they could do it, because they have over 200 wrestlers signed. So you really have the opportunity to do a brand split. But then how do you do it? Because I don't see AEW having 2 world championships for the men and the women. I don't see them having 2 tag team champions, because that is one thing that AEW does have over WWE, is their championships have more value to them, in my opinion. You could have the All-Atlantic title on one brand. You could have the TNT title on the other brand. You could do that, but that's why I don't really see them doing a brand split here. But I think Tony Khan should consider doing a brand split, because he already has trouble with creative, with booking decisions and stuff, and he already has over 200 talent signed, and a lot of them are not really getting television time. And that's the problem that I have here. I don't want the same people to be on both Dynamite and Collision. We need to find that balance with all the superstars on, AEW. I want to see different guys on different shows so that they're all getting TV time, so that they're all getting exposure, and they're all getting the opportunity to show what they can do. And at the end of the day, I just want what's best for AEW. I want what's best for WWE. I want what's best for pro wrestling. This is what, I do for a living. I, cover wrestling. And without AEW doing good, without WWE doing good, without any of these promotions even doing good, I'm rooting for Impact Wrestling and MLW, for crying out loud. And even Billy Corgan's shitty NWA. I need these promotions to do good, because this is what we love at the end of the day. We love pro wrestling. And if AEW can't operate with CM Punk and the Elite in the same room, then, put CM Punk on Collision, put the Elite on Dynamite. I don't care. I just want the rest of the talent in AEW to have opportunities. I want to see Private Party more. I want to see Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford more. I want to see the Kingdom. There's so much talent I want to see Miro back. I want to see all of these guys get opportunities, but there's only so much TV time for them to do what they want to do. And I think having Collision, this could be an opportunity that could really open the door for other talent and give them more exposure, and to give them more TV time, and to give them more in-ring experience. Because that is something that AEW does struggle with, which I really hope that they continue to do live events and stuff, because a lot of their, homegrown talent, I think, if they can just get in the ring more and, get the experience and get the exposure, I think that will only benefit them in the long run. But guys, let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on Roderick Strong being all Elite and CM Punk and the Elite being separated, and maybe AEW doing a brand split. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on all that. If you enjoyed this extra, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow me on my social medias and other YouTube pages, all that down below. In addition, you want shorter clips of the podcast and the extras, we're posting them over on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. All the links down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.
We are Wrestling Extras.